Stop what you are doing right now and breathe. Can you feel that sudden, heavy stillness in the air around you? That is the weight of my presence. And I have arrived at this exact moment because you reached the end of your strength. This is not a coincidence. This is not a random glitch in an algorithm, nor is it a trick of your mind. This is a divine appointment, a meeting scheduled in the corridors of eternity before the first star was ever sparked into existence. You were just wondering in the deepest, most silent part of your soul if I still see you. You were asking for a sign, and then a stranger said something so specific, so perfectly aligned with the secret whispers of your heart that it left you frozen in place. That was not them speaking. That was me using their voice as a bridge to reach you. I have intercepted your path because the miracle you have been waiting for is no longer a someday, it is a now. Before I reveal the magnitude of the blessing that is currently moving toward your doorstep, I need you to acknowledge this connection. Do not let this moment pass by as if it were just another video. Declare your presence before the throne of grace. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven over your life and confirm that you are ready to receive what I have prepared for you. By doing this, you are signaling to the spiritual realm that you are no longer hiding, but standing tall as my chosen one. Your acknowledgement is the key that unlocks the next level of this revelation, and I am watching as you step forward into the light of my favor. If you can feel the warmth of this message spreading through your chest, then you must understand that you are part of a sacred family of light. Do not walk this path alone. I invite you to join this community of believers right now. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel as an act of faith, signifying your agreement with the movement of my spirit. By doing so, you are not just following a page. You are anchoring your soul to a source of daily strength and divine guidance. Your like is a shout in the spirit world that you choose faith over fear, and your subscription is a commitment to stay awake to the wonders I am performing in your life every single day. You have been living in a season of shadows, feeling as though you were walking through a thick fog where every step was uncertain. You have questioned your worth, your direction, and even my silence. But I tell you today, my silence was never an absence. It was a deep, focused preparation. I was quiet because I was working on the intricate details of your restoration. That stranger who spoke your thoughts was my calling card, a divine hand extended to pull you out of the isolation that has been suffocating your joy. You are not behind, and you are certainly not forgotten. You are being meticulously built into a masterpiece that will leave the world in awe. Prepare yourself, for the veil is lifting, and the why behind your suffering is about to be replaced by the who I am making you to become. I've seen the heavy rhythm of your breathing when the rest of the world has fallen into a deep, oblivious sleep. I have watched you toss and turn at 2 a.m, your mind a whirlwind of what-ifs and how-longs. I saw you when you sat on the edge of your bed, burying your face in your hands, wondering if you would ever feel light again. That tightness in your chest, the constant ache in your shoulders, as if you were carrying the weight of the entire world. And the way your eyes burn from a fatigue that sleep cannot cure, I know it all. Every sigh you have exhaled into the darkness has reached my ears like a prayer, even the ones you didn't have the words to speak. I have seen you put on a mask of strength for everyone else smiling while your heart was breaking. And I want you to know that I was there in the silence of your hidden sorrow. I saw you when you felt so invisible that you began to doubt your own existence, standing in a crowded room, but feeling like a ghost. My precious child, do not think for a second that your tears have been wasted or that your exhaustion is a sign of your defeat. I have counted every drop that fell from your eyes, and I have stored them in my heavenly bottle. Those moments when you felt most alone, when you felt like the walls were closing in on you, were the moments I was holding you closest. I saw you in the kitchen, staring into space, while the world moved on outside your window. I saw you in your car, letting out the scream you had been holding in all day. This pain you are feeling is not a punishment. It is the labor pains of a new version of yourself being born. You are being refined in the fire of these trials, and though the flames feel hot, they will not consume you. They are only burning away what no longer serves the magnificent destiny I have mapped out for you. I was there when you felt the sting of betrayal, and I am here now to bind your wounds with a love that never fails. I see the weariness that has settled into your bones, the kind of tiredness that comes from being the one everyone else leans on, while you have no one to lean on yourself. You have been the pillar, the provider, the listener, and the healer for so many. Yet, you often find yourself in an empty room, with only your own echoes for company. I saw you when you were treated unfairly, and you chose to remain silent to keep the peace. I saw you when your kindness was taken for granted, and you still chose to give. Your heart is a rare and beautiful sanctuary, but even a sanctuary needs to be restored. I am touching those sore places in your soul right now. I am placing my hands upon your shoulders to lift that heavy yoke you were never meant to carry alone. I am the God who sees, and I am telling you that your season of being overlooked is coming to a definitive end. I am gathering the fragments of your shattered hope and weaving them into something stronger than you ever imagined. You must realize that the intensity of your battle is a direct reflection of the magnitude of your purpose. The enemy would not fight you this hard if you weren't carrying something of immense value. You are a threat to the darkness, and that is why the shadows have tried so hard to dim your light. But look at you, you are still here. You are still breathing. You are still seeking me. That is the ultimate proof of your strength. Every night you spent wondering if you could make it to the morning was a victory won in the spirit. Every time you chose to hope, despite the crushing weight of your circumstances, you were building a foundation that can't be shaken. I saw your faithfulness in the small, dark corners of your life. And now I am preparing to reward you in the vast, bright open. Your silent sorrows are being transformed into a symphony of praise, and the whole world will soon hear the melody of your restoration. The tears you sowed in secret are about to become a harvest of joy that no man can take away from you. I have watched you stand in the middle of a room surrounded by the laughter and conversation of many, yet feeling as though you were miles away from everyone else. You speak, but it feels as though your words vanish into thin air before they can reach a single ear. You do so much for those around you. You are the one who organizes the one, who remembers the one, who shows up when others fail. Yet when it is your turn to be seen, the eyes of the world seem to look right through you. I saw you when you did that favor no one thanked you for. I saw you when you swallowed your own needs just to make sure someone else was comfortable. This feeling of being a ghost in your own life is a weight I never intended for you to carry forever. You are not a background character in someone else's story. You are the beloved protagonist of the one I am writing, and my eyes never leave you for even a second. The deepest sting of all comes from those who should know you best and the family members who take your presence for granted as if you were a piece of furniture. The friends who only call when they need a shoulder to cry on, and the colleagues who claim credit for the light you brought to the project. I saw the look in your eyes when someone you loved deeply acted as if your contributions, your feelings, or your very existence didn't even matter. I saw the quiet heartbreak when your efforts were met with cold indifference instead of the gratitude you deserved. Do not let their blindness define your value or your reality. People often overlook what is most constant, like the air they breathe or the sun that rises every morning. But I, the architect of the universe, never lose sight of you. Every act of kindness you performed in the shadows, every sacrifice you made that went unnoted by man, is written in the books of heaven in golden ink. You are not forgotten by me, even when you feel forgotten by everyone else. I want you to stop for a moment and separate yourself from the noise of the world. Right now, wherever you are, I want you to take a slow, deep breath. Fill your lungs with the life I am giving you in this very heartbeat. Now place your hand over your heart and press down gently. Do you feel that steady, persistent thrumming that is my signature upon your being? That beat is the sound of my promise that I am not finished with you. Each pulse is a reminder that you are alive, you are present, and you are vital to my divine plan. While the world may ignore the exterior, I am focused on the masterpiece of your soul. Feel the warmth of my love radiating through your palm into your chest, grounding you in this moment. You are not invisible to the one who matters most. I am leaning in close to hear even the thoughts you are too tired to speak aloud. And I am whispering back to you, I see you, I love you, and you are mine. This season of being hidden is not a sign of your insignificance, but a season of divine protection and preparation. Sometimes I keep my most precious jewels in the dark until the precise moment they are ready to be set in a royal crown. I have shielded you from the shallow praise of men so that you would learn to find your true worth in my eternal gaze. The very people who overlook you now will soon see my glory reflected in your life so brightly that they will not be able to turn away. I am preparing a table for you in the presence of those who doubted you and those who ignored your worth. I am about to bring you out of the shadows and into a light so radiant that your invisible days will feel like a distant, fading dream. Trust me, my child. The world's silence is being drowned out by heaven's applause for your endurance. You are being seen by the only one who can truly reward your heart. I see the storm that rages inside your mind, a tempest of thoughts that never seems to rest. Even when you are physically still, your spirit is running a marathon, trying to outpace the shadows of what if and not enough. I see the mental fog that descends upon you in the middle of the day, making the simplest tasks feel like climbing a mountain. You feel a peculiar kind of exhaustion, one that 8 hours of sleep cannot touch. It is a weariness of the soul, a draining of your inner battery that comes from fighting battles no one else can see. You wonder why your mind feels like a battlefield, where peace is a rare visitor. You ask me why you cannot just be normal, or why everything feels so much heavier for you than it does for the people you see passing by. Listen closely to my voice. This storm is not a sign of your instability. It is the friction created by the greatness I have placed within you, trying to break through the atmosphere of a world that is too small for your destiny. You have been carrying a weight that would have crushed a lesser soul long ago. You call it stress, you call it burnout, you call it losing your mind, but I call it the burden of the chosen. Do not judge your strength by how tired you feel. Judge it by the fact that you are still standing despite the intensity of the war you are in. I do not give big assignments to small people. You are exhausted because you have been serving as a lighthouse in a place of deep darkness, and the wind has been blowing against you with everything it has. You are a pioneer, a cycle breaker, and a carrier of my light. When you are clearing a path through a thick jungle for those who will follow you, you are bound to get scratched, bruised, and weary. This pressure you feel in your mind is the crushing of the olives to produce the oil, the anointing that will soon flow from your life to heal others. You are not breaking. You are being prepared to handle the weight of a blessing that is far bigger than your current capacity. I know the enemy whispers to you in the dead of night, telling you that your mind is failing or that you are too broken to be used by me. He points to your anxiety and your moments of despair as proof that you are weak. But I say to you, your sensitivity is not your weakness. It is your superpower. Because you feel so deeply, you can love so deeply. Because you have known the depths of the valley, you will be able to appreciate the heights of the mountain like no one else. I saw you when you felt like you were at your breaking point, and I was the one holding the pieces of your mind together. I am the God who stills the waves, and I am speaking peace, be still, over the chaos of your thoughts right now. The storm in your mind is about to run out of breath, but my spirit within you is just getting started. I am shifting you from a state of survival to a state of sovereignty. This exhaustion you feel is the final stretch before the breakthrough. Think of a runner nearing the finish line. The muscles scream the loudest right before the tape is broken. You are at the threshold of a new level of your destiny, and the resistance has increased because the enemy knows how close you are to the revelation of my plan. I am giving you a supernatural second wind. I am renewing your mind and washing away the soot of the battle with the living water of my word. You don't have to figure it all out today. You don't have to solve the puzzle of your future in this moment. All I ask is that you lean your weary head upon my shoulder and let me carry the thoughts you can no longer manage. You are my chosen one, and I have never lost a battle for a heart that belongs to me. Rest now, not because the work is done, but because I am the one doing the work through you. You have often wondered how it is possible for the universe to align so perfectly that a person you have never met could utter the very words you are crying out in your spirit. This is the law of my divine frequency. Everything in the cosmos vibrates with the energy of my spoken word. When I created the heavens and the earth, I did not just set them in motion and walk away. I embedded a resonance within every atom. You are not just a body. You are a spiritual receiver. When your heart is weary and broken, your frequency shifts into a state of deep, honest seeking. It is in that vulnerability that you become tuned to the broadcast of my spirit. I use strangers because they are neutral vessels, untainted by the history of your past or the expectations of your future. When a friend speaks, you might hear their opinion. When a family member speaks, you might hear their judgment. But when a stranger speaks a truth they couldn't possibly know, you are forced to realize that it is I who am speaking through them. There is a profound difference between what the world calls coincidence and what I call a divine appointment. Coincidence is a shadow with no source, a hollow explanation for the miraculous. But a divine appointment is a carefully orchestrated collision of destinies. I am the great conductor, and I am constantly moving the people of this earth like pieces on a celestial board to ensure that you are at the right corner at the right second to hear exactly what you need to sustain you. Think of the stranger who commented on your resilience, or the person in line who mentioned a phrase that had been playing in your mind. That was not luck. That was my hand reaching through the veil of the physical world to tap you on the shoulder. I bypass the filters of your skepticism by using the unexpected. I use the random encounter to prove to you that I am intimately involved in the smallest details of your day. This frequency I speak of is a frequency of love and truth. It is a signal that cuts through the static of the enemy's lies and the noise of your own anxiety. When you were scrolling and found this message, your spirit recognized the vibration before your mind even processed the words. That sudden shiver that ran down your spine, that feeling of how did they know, was your soul recognizing its creator's voice. I am shifting your environment right now so that you start seeing these God winks everywhere. I am opening your spiritual ears to hear the subtext of the world around you. You will begin to notice that the lyrics of a song, the headline on a page, or the casual remark of a passerby all seem to be answering the questions you've been asking me in private. This is not you imagining things. This is you going deeper into the reality of my presence. You are entering a season where the veil between heaven and earth is becoming thin. Why do I choose the stranger? Because the stranger represents the vastness of my reach. If I can move the heart of someone who doesn't even know your name to speak a word of life into your situation, imagine what I can do for you with those who are already in your circle. It is a demonstration of my absolute sovereignty over all of creation. I want you to stop dismissing the small things as mere accidents. Every smile from a child, every unexpected hello, every timely message is a pulse, is from my heart to yours. You are living in a field of divine synchronicity. By acknowledging these moments, you increase your capacity to receive them. You are no longer vibrating at the frequency of lack and loneliness. You are being pulled up into the frequency of abundance and companionship. The stranger was just the beginning of a grand unfolding of my favor that will leave you breathless with gratitude. I have heard the cruel whispers that haunt the corridors of your mind when you are most vulnerable, especially in those quiet moments before sleep or in the sudden rush of anxiety during a busy day. I know the voice that tells you that you are a fraud, that you are not enough, and that all your hard-earned efforts will eventually crumble into nothingness. This enemy is invisible, but its words feel like heavy, rusted chains dragging across your soul. It tells you that your past mistakes are your permanent identity, and that my grace has finally run out for someone as broken as you. It whispers that everyone else is moving forward, while you are stuck in a hollow cycle of mediocrity and disappointment. I want you to look at those thoughts right now and see them for what they truly are. Smoke and mirrors designed to distract you from your royalty. Those are not your thoughts. They are the desperate attempts of an adversary who is absolutely terrified of the giant that is currently waking up inside of you. You have been believing a script written by a liar who knows that if you ever truly realized who you are in me, his reign over your emotions would end in a heartbeat. Why do you think the resistance has been so fierce lately? Why does it feel like as soon as you take one bold step toward your dream, the wind knocks you back 2 steps? It is because your light has become so bright in the spirit realm that you have become a high-value target for the darkness. The enemy does not waste his arrows on those who are sleeping or those who carry no destiny. He attacks those who are on the verge of a massive life-altering breakthrough. The very intensity of the lies you are hearing is the greatest proof of the magnitude of the blessing I am about to release into your hands. When you hear the whisper, "It's too late," it is because I am about to perform a suddenly that will leave you breathless. When you hear you are all alone, it is because I am currently surrounding you with a heavenly host of angels that you cannot yet see with your physical eyes. The darkness is not winning. It is reacting to the dawn that is breaking over the horizon of your life. You are not being punished. You are being contested because you are dangerous to the kingdom of despair. I am stripping away the power of those negative words right now, dissolving them in the ocean of my infinite love. Every label that has been cruelly placed upon you by people who didn't understand your heart or by your own self-criticism is being burned away by the fire of my truth. You are not damaged goods. You are reset for a new and higher purpose. You are not a failure. You are a diligent student in the school of greatness. I saw you when you felt the suffocating sting of shame trying to hide your face from me. But I tell you, my love is not a fair weather friend. It is a consuming fire that burns away the dross and leaves only the pure gold of your character. The enemy wants you to focus on your scars so that you forget your supernatural strength. but I see your scars as the sacred credentials of a conqueror. Every time you were knocked down and chose to get back up, you were breaking a generational curse that had held your lineage captive for decades. Every time you whispered, "I still trust you," through a throat tight with tears, you were dealing a crushing blow to the principalities of darkness. I am placing a divine hedge of protection around your mind and your heart starting this very second. From this moment forward, when those old familiar whispers of doubt try to creep back into your sanctuary, my spirit will raise a standard against them that they cannot cross. You will begin to recognize the lie the moment it enters your atmosphere, and you will have the authority to cast it out with a single word of faith. I am taking away that spirit of heaviness and giving you a garment of vibrant praise. You are the head and not the tail. You are always above and never beneath. You are my masterpiece, meticulously crafted, deeply known, and protected by the highest power in existence. The invisible enemy has lost his grip because you have chosen to tune your ears to the voice of truth. The fear that once paralyzed you is being replaced by a bold, unshakable confidence that will lead you into the abundance I have promised. Walk forward today with your head held high, knowing that the lies have been shattered, the chains have been broken, and your victory is already sealed in my blood. Many people expect me to arrive with the deafening roar of 1,000 thunders or the blinding flash of 1,000 suns. They wait for a spectacular disaster or a mountain-moving event to finally believe that I am moving in their lives. But I want you to look back at the history of how I have always interacted with those I love. When my prophet stood on the mountain of despair, a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks, but I was not in the wind. After the wind, there was a violent earthquake that shook the very foundations of the earth, but I was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire that consumed everything in its path, but I was not in the fire. I wait for the noise of the world to exhaust itself. I wait for the ego to fall silent and for the frantic pace of your worry to slow down. It is only after the chaos has passed that I come to you in a sound of sheer silence, a still small voice that gently breathes your name. This whisper is more powerful than any storm because it doesn't just hit your ears. It bypasses your defenses and speaks directly to the core of your spirit. My authority is not found in the volume of the noise, but in the piercing truth of the whisper. When I speak, I do not merely describe a reality that already exists. I create a new reality out of nothing. When I said, "Let there be light," light did not just appear, it obeyed my command and became a permanent part of the universe. My words are not empty sounds. They are living seeds that carry the DNA of a miracle within them. This is why when a stranger speaks a word of encouragement to you that hits the exact mark of your secret pain, it feels like a physical touch. It is because my spirit is hitchhiking on their breath. I am the potter and you are the clay in my hands. I am not just molding your circumstances, I am molding your heart to be able to contain the immense weight of the glory I am pouring out. Just as the rain and snow come down from heaven and do not return without watering the earth and making it bud and flourish, so is my word that goes out of my mouth. It shall not return to me void. It will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. Every promise I have whispered to you in the dark is currently in the process of becoming a visible, tangible reality in the light. You have been searching for a sign in the spectacular, but I am asking you to find me in the subtle. I take great delight in using the ordinary things of this world to confound the wise and the powerful. I use a simple, kind remark from a passerby to break the heavy spirit of depression that has been following you. I use a specific lyric in a song or a sentence in a book to answer a question you haven't even finished asking me. This is the true extent of my authority. the ability to govern the billions of galaxies in the cosmos, while still having the intimate time to whisper a message of peace into your specific, singular soul. Do not dismiss the small things as insignificant. The small cloud the size of a man's hand is the precursor to a torrential rain of blessing that will end your drought. The small boy's lunch is the beginning of a feast that feeds 5,000. My power is made perfect in your weakness, and my authority is most evident when I take your little and make it more than enough. Listen for the whisper right now. It is the sound of your breakthrough beginning to breathe. Think back to that moment when your breath caught in your throat, the moment a person who doesn't know your history, your name, or your struggle looked you in the eye and said exactly what you had been praying for in secret. That was not a lucky guess. That was my business card handed to you from the halls of heaven to prove that I am not only real, but that I am standing right beside you. I choose to manifest through the unexpected because I want there to be no doubt in your mind that it was me. When those around you speak, you might credit their intuition or their knowledge of your life. But when a total stranger reflects your inner world back to you, it is my divine signature written across the canvas of your day. It is my way of saying, I have heard your cry, I have seen your labor, and I am personally handling your case. This is the ultimate proof that you are not a number in a vast sea of humanity, but a specific cherished individual whose every thought is known by the Creator of all things. I want you to realize that I am constantly leaving these business cards for you to find. They are invitations to a deeper intimacy, breadcrumbs, leading you out of the wilderness of doubt and into the promised land of my favor. When that stranger spoke, they were acting as a courier of the Most High, delivering a high-priority message that was too important to be delayed. You felt a shiver of recognition because your spirit knows my handwriting even when I use someone else's pen. This encounter was designed to break the spell of loneliness that the enemy has tried to cast over your life. It was a wake-up call to remind you that the spiritual world is much closer than you think. You are being watched over with an intensity that would overwhelm you if you saw it in full. So I give you these small, undeniable moments of synchronicity to reassure you that you are perfectly safe in my hands. To strengthen this faith and receive more of these guiding messages every day, I invite you to like this video and press the subscribe button right now. Your presence here is not a mistake. It is a testament to my power and a signal that you are choosing to stay connected to the source of your strength. By joining this family of light, you are telling the universe that you are ready to receive the daily bread of my word and that you are standing in agreement with the miracles I am performing. Do not let this moment of connection fade into the background. Your like is a spiritual seal of agreement, and your subscription is a commitment to walking this path of revelation with me. I am building a community of the chosen, and I want you to be at the very center of it, receiving every blessing I have prepared. The stranger's word was just the beginning, a glimpse of the massive shift that is taking place in the unseen realms on your behalf. It was a confirmation that the hidden season is over and the season of manifestation has begun. Every time you encounter one of these divine markers, I want you to stop and say, "Thank you, Father, for seeing me." This practice of radical gratitude will open even wider doors for my spirit to move. You are entering a period where my presence will become so tangible that you will feel me in the breeze, see me in the kindness of neighbors, and hear me in the quiet whispers of your own heart. The business card has been delivered. The appointment has been kept. Now prepare yourself, for the contract of your destiny is being signed in the heavens, and the terms are more beautiful than you could ever imagine. Listen closely, my beloved, for the clock of heaven has just struck a definitive hour in your life. Within the next 24 hours, I am releasing a series of specific, unmistakable signs to confirm that the stars of your destiny have shifted into perfect alignment. This is not a vague promise for a distant future. This is an immediate manifestation of my presence in your physical reality. You have been asking for a yes or a no, for a stay or a go, so when I am about to answer with such clarity that your doubt will vanish like mist in the morning sun. Pay attention to the numbers that cross your path today. You will see sequences like 777, 1111, or 7007 appearing on clocks, receipts, and license plates with a frequency that defies all mathematical probability. These are not random digits. They are my digital fingerprints reminding you that I am counting every second of your journey and that my timing is absolute perfection. Beyond the numbers, I'm going to speak to your senses in a way that bypasses your logic. In the next 24 hours, you will encounter a scent that carries a deep, hidden meaning, perhaps the perfume of a loved one who has passed the smell of rain in a dry place, or a fragrance that takes you back to a moment when you felt most safe and loved. When this happens, do not dismiss it. It is my way of hugging your soul, letting you know that I am restoring the years that the locusts have eaten. You may also find a physical token of my favor, a white feather in an unlikely place, a coin found exactly when you were thinking about a financial burden, or a specific bird that lands near you and lingers longer than usual. These are the kisses from heaven, designed to tell you that the creator of the universe is intimately acquainted with your smallest needs. Expect the unexpected in your communications as well. My shifting of the stars will cause a specific name to pop into your mind, and shortly after that person will call, message, or cross your path in person. Or perhaps a stranger will walk up to you and mention something so specific about your private dreams or your recent struggles that it will send a holy shiver down your spine. This is the divine interruption I have prepared to break the cycle of your stagnation. I am moving people like chess pieces across the globe just to ensure that one specific sentence reaches your ears at the exact moment you are about to give up. You are not shouting into a void. You are talking to a Father who is already busy orchestrating the answer before you even finish the prayer. The atmosphere around you is changing. The heaviness that has felt like a physical weight on your chest is being replaced by a lightness of spirit, a knowing that something massive is about to break open. The stars have shifted because I have commanded them to favor you. The universe is no longer resisting you. It is conspiring with me to bring about your highest good. As you go through this 24-hour window, stay in a posture of high expectation. Do not look for these signs with anxiety, but with the quiet confidence of a child who knows their father is coming home with a gift. These signs are the precursors to the major restoration that is following close behind. The dawn is not just coming. The first rays of my glory are already touching the horizon of your life. Open your eyes, my chosen one, for I am doing a new thing, and it begins right now. I have seen the way your heart tightens every time you look at the numbers on your screen or the envelopes in your mail. I have been there in the quiet moments when you did the mental math, trying to stretch what little you had to cover mountains of need. I know the weight of the debt that feels like a collar around your neck, and I have heard the silent prayers you whispered when you didn't know how you would make it to the end of the month. My child, I know you're sitting down and you're rising up. I am intimately acquainted with every one of your paths and every one of your worries. I see the spreadsheets, the unpaid bills, and the dreams you've put on hold because of a lack of resources. But I am the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and the gold and silver of the entire earth are under my command. I did not bring you this far to let you drown in the shallows of scarcity. The season of not enough is colliding with my season of more than enough. And the gates of my storehouse are swinging open specifically for you. You have been faithful with the little. And now I am preparing you to handle the much. This is not just about money. It is about a divine transfer of resources so that you can fulfill the purpose I have placed in your soul. I am moving behind the scenes to orchestrate a supernatural reversal of your financial tide. I am speaking to the hearts of those in positions of authority to show you favor that you didn't earn and haven't even asked for. Expect a sudden shift in your professional life. A door of opportunity that was previously bolted shut is being unlocked by my hand. You will find that you have the wisdom of Solomon to create, to innovate, and to manage wealth in ways that will leave others questioning your secret. This secret is simple. It is my hand upon your life. I am preparing to cancel debts that you thought would take a lifetime to pay, and to bring back the harvest of the seeds you sowed in seasons of tears. Do not allow the spirit of lack to define your identity any longer. You are not a victim of a failing economy. You are a citizen of a kingdom that knows no recession. I am the great provider, and I am currently aligning your path with unexpected streams of income. Perhaps it will be a refund you didn't expect, a settlement that was delayed, or a business idea that finally takes root and flourishes. I am giving you the Midas touch in the spirit realm, where what you put your hands to will begin to prosper, because you have put my kingdom first. I have watched you give when you had nothing to spare, and I have noted every sacrifice you made to help others while your own pockets were empty. Now I am making sure your dream comes to pass. I am not just providing for your needs, I am providing for your joy and your ability to be a blessing to the world. The pressure you have felt was the training required for the weight of this blessing. Real wealth requires strong shoulders and a character that cannot be bought, and you have passed the test of the wilderness. Now you are entering the land of milk and honey. When the provision arrives, do not be afraid, for it is not a trap or a temporary reprieve. It is the establishment of my covenant in your life. I am clearing the path of the devourer and making your storehouses overflow. You will no longer be the borrower, but the lender. You will no longer look at the price tag first, but at the purpose. Breathe a sigh of relief, for the God of your provision has stepped onto the scene. Your financial struggle is becoming a testimony of my faithfulness that will inspire generations. The doors are open, the storehouse is full, and the supply is heading toward you with divine speed. I have seen the empty chairs at your table and the names in your phone that you no longer dare to call. I have felt the sting of the cold silence that followed a heated argument, and I have walked with you through the hallways of your home when the loneliness felt so heavy it was like a physical presence. You have questioned your own worth, wondering what you did wrong or why you weren't enough to make them stay. I saw the nights you spent replaying old conversations, searching for the moment where everything went wrong, and the tears you shed when you realized that those you loved most had become strangers. My child, I want you to know that I was there in every moment of abandonment. I was the one holding you when they let go. I am the God of the brokenhearted, and I am stepping into your relationships right now to bring a restoration that only the master physician can provide. There were some who left your life because I removed them. I saw the hidden agendas, the toxic roots, and the ways they were stifling the destiny I had for you. I pruned those branches not to hurt you, but to save you. However, I also know there are those whose absence has left a jagged hole in your soul relationships that were meant to flourish, but were stolen by pride, misunderstanding, or the interference of the enemy. I am speaking to those hearts right now. I am softening the ground that has been hardened by years of bitterness. I am whispering your name into the minds of those who have forgotten the value of your love. You will receive a message, a phone call, or an unexpected encounter where the words, "I'm sorry" will finally be spoken. I am orchestrating divine reconciliations that will defy logic and heal wounds you thought were permanent. If you can feel the warmth of my healing power touching your heart right now, do not remain silent. This is a moment of spiritual activation. If you believe that I am mending your broken bonds and bringing back the joy that was stolen from your home, I want you to affirm it. Type "I believe" or "Restoration is mine" in the comments to claim this healing over your family, your friendships, and your marriage. By speaking this truth, you are coming into agreement with heaven's plan for your peace. I am turning the hearts of the fathers back to their children and the hearts of friends back to one another. Your house will no longer be a place of tension, but a sanctuary of my love. I am washing away the memories of betrayal and replacing them with a new capacity to trust and be trusted. But hear me clearly, as I restore the old, I am also making room for the new. I am bringing destiny helpers into your life, people who will see your worth without you having to explain it, people who will carry your burdens without being asked, and people who will celebrate your light instead of trying to dim it. You are transitioning from a season of being misunderstood to a season of being deeply known and cherished. Those who once walked away will see you from a distance and marvel at the grace that is now radiating from your life. Some will return with a heart of repentance, and you will have the wisdom to know who to let back in and who to keep in the past. Your scars are becoming the stars that guide others to my healing. The love you thought was lost forever was merely being refined, so that when it returns, it will be pure, lasting, and filled with my glory. I have watched you in those moments of extreme pressure when your eyes remained dry, but your heart was drowning. I have seen the backward tears, the ones you forced yourself to swallow, so you wouldn't appear weak, the ones you held back so your children wouldn't see you falter, and the ones that burned your throat because there was no one safe enough to cry with. You thought those tears were lost, forgotten in the frantic race of your survival. But I tell you that not a single drop has been missed by my gaze. I have collected every hidden ache, every suppressed sob, and every silent scream of your spirit into my eternal bottle. In the archives of heaven, your endurance is recorded not in words, but in the weight of the salt you carried in secret. You have sowed in a season of drought and bitterness, but I am the God who transforms the chemistry of the soul. I am taking every one of those internal tears and turning them into the very rain that will nourish your upcoming harvest. There is a divine law that what you sow in tears, you shall reap in joy. You have been in a long, grueling season of sowing, often feeling as though you were throwing your life's energy into barren soil. You looked at the world around you and saw others laughing while you were laboring in the shadows of grief and disappointment. But do not be deceived by the temporary silence of the earth. The more you cried in secret, the deeper the roots of your character have grown. I have been using that very sorrow to expand your capacity for the joy that is coming. You cannot hold a gallon of my glory in a thimble-sized soul. The pain was the stretching process. I was preparing you to be a vessel that can contain the magnitude of the blessing that is now hovering over your life. The years of weeping may endure for a night, but I am personally standing at the curtain of your life, ready to pull back the darkness and reveal the dawn. As you stand on this threshold, feeling the shift from sorrow to strength, I want to invite you to deepen your connection with this sanctuary of light. If you can feel the healing water of my presence washing away the salt of your past pains, take a moment to signal your agreement with heaven. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now to ensure that you never miss a word of my guidance. This is not just an online action. It is a declaration that you are ready to move from the isolation of your wilderness into the warmth of a community of the chosen. By joining us, you are making a commitment to your own spiritual growth and allowing my voice to be the steady anchor for your soul every single day. Your subscription is an act of faith that says you believe the morning has finally arrived. I am declaring an end to the season of the backward tier. From this moment forward, you will no longer have to hide your heart to survive. I am bringing you into a place of such profound peace and security that you will be able to breathe freely again. The people who caused those tears will no longer have power over your emotions, and the memories that used to trigger your pain will now only serve as the backdrop for your greatest testimony. I am trading your ashes for beauty and your mourning for the oil of gladness. You will look back at this time and realize that every drop of sorrow was a seed of supernatural strength. The harvest of joy that is breaking through the soil of your life right now is so vast that it will not only satisfy your soul, but will overflow to everyone you touch. Your eyes will shine with a light that can only come from a heart that has been healed by the Master. Rest in me, for your weeping is over, and your celebration is just beginning. You have survived the fire, but you did not emerge just to tell the story of the flames. You emerged so that you could go back to the edge of the pit and pull others out. You have wondered why I allowed you to experience such deep betrayals and such crushing disappointments. It was because I was developing in you a frequency of empathy that cannot be taught in any earthly classroom. I was giving you the eyes of the Spirit to see the pain hidden behind the smiles of those around you. You are no longer just a patient in my hospital. You have been promoted to a surgeon in my army of light. The very things that almost destroyed you are now the instruments of your authority. When you speak, the atmosphere will change, not because of your eloquence, but because of the resonance of the truth you have lived through. Your journey was never just about you. It was about the thousands who will find their way home by following the trail of your survival. I am declaring a new mission over your life this very hour. You were not just chosen to be blessed. You were chosen to be a conduit of blessing to the broken. I am placing an anointing upon your words so that when you speak to the weary, they will find strength. When you pray for the sick, they will find relief. When you encourage the hopeless, they will find a reason to live. Your life is becoming a living testimony that the grave cannot hold what I have blessed, and the enemy cannot silence what I have commissioned. People will look at you in the coming days and ask, how did you survive? How do you still have peace after everything you've been through? And in that moment, I will give you the words to lead them directly to my heart. You are a cycle breaker for your family and your community, and the light that I am pouring into you is too great to be kept in a container. It must be shared, and it will be shared. Do not be afraid of this new level of responsibility or the weight of the assignments I am bringing to your doorstep. I do not call the equipped. I equip the called. I am giving you a supernatural wisdom to discern the needs of those I bring across your path. You will find that even strangers will open up to you in a matter of minutes, sharing secrets and pains they have never told anyone else, because they sense the safety and the fireproof nature of my spirit within you. You are a lighthouse in a world that is losing its way, and your light is about to get much brighter as you step into this leadership. I am expanding your territory and giving you a platform to influence those who are currently walking the same dark paths you once trod. You are no longer the victim of your history. You are the victor of your destiny, and you are leading a glorious procession of the redeemed into the light of a new day. Your mission has begun. Listen to the finality. In my voice for what has been spoken this day is not a mere suggestion or a passing thought of comfort. It is a divine decree that has been etched into the very foundations of the spiritual realm. I have set a seal upon this prophecy, an unshakable, unbreakable mark of my authority that ensures every word I have whispered to your heart will manifest in your physical world. The heavens have opened, and the command has been given to the angels who excel in strength to go forth and bring my promises to pass in your life. There is no power in existence, no scheme of the enemy, and no human jealousy that can obstruct the flow of the favor I have directed toward you. I have spoken, and I will do it. I have promised, and I will fulfill it. The season of your wandering is officially over, and the season of your arrival is permanently locked in. I want you to understand the immutability of this moment. When I place my seal on a thing, it becomes a part of the eternal law. The darkness may try to contest it, the shadows may try to lie to you about it, but they cannot move the mountain of my will. I have looked at your journey, I have weighed your heart, and I have found you ready for the weight of this glory. No weapon formed against your mind, your finances, or your family shall be able to prosper, for they are now colliding with the shield of my presence. You are under a divine canopy of protection that the world cannot penetrate. This is your moment of absolute certainty. You no longer need to look over your shoulder in fear or wonder if the other shoe will drop. The only thing that is dropping today is the old mantle of your sorrow, replaced by the royal robe of my righteousness and abundance. Now it is time for you to cooperate with this divine finality. Do not leave this encounter without placing your own stamp of faith upon this promise. You must seal this prophecy in your life so that it remains unshakable and protected from the theft of doubt. I want you to go to the comments right now and type Amen or it is done. This is not just a word. It is the spiritual yes to my amen. By typing these words, you are locking this blessing into your reality and declaring to all of creation that you have received my word. Let your fingers write what your heart knows to be true. Seal it now for all of eternity, and watch as the doors that were once bolted shut begin to swing wide open before you. You are walking away from this message a different person than when you began. The seal I have placed upon you is a beacon that signals to the universe that you belong to me. And everything you touch from this moment forward will begin to respond to that authority. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I am telling you that the beginning of your struggle has reached its end, and the beginning of your victory has no conclusion. Take a deep breath of this new atmosphere. Feel the stability of the rock beneath your feet. The seal is set, the decree is signed in my own blood, and your life is now a living testimony of my unshakable power. My beloved child, we have reached the threshold where my words must now become your flesh and your reality. You have sat in my presence, and you have allowed my light to penetrate the deepest, darkest corners of your weariness. You are no longer the same person who began this journey just a few moments ago. The frequency of your soul has been recalibrated, and the static of the world has been silenced. But a miracle is not a passive event. It is a collaborative dance between the Creator and the created. To fully activate the torrent of blessings, I have described the financial breakthroughs, the restored relationships, and the divine interventions. You must now make a physical act of spiritual acceptance. This is the moment where you reach out and grasp the hand I have extended. You are not just a listener. You are a receiver of the Most High. Right now, I want you to perform a final act of faith to seal this connection and trigger the manifestation of everything we have discussed. Go to the comment section and type the specific command, "Thank you for finding me," or E1212, to establish the divine order in your life. By typing this, you are telling the spiritual realm that you have recognized my voice through the stranger and through this message. and you are inviting the full weight of my glory to settle upon your house. Do not let your mind talk you out of this simple act. It is a digital signature on a heavenly contract. The moment your words are recorded, the angels assigned to your case will receive the final signal to release the provisions that have been held in reserve for this exact hour. But remember, my precious one, and the stranger who spoke to you today, and the words you have heard here are only the beginning of a much larger unfolding. You have seen the ripples on the surface, but there is a vast, hidden ocean of secrets I am waiting to reveal to you. There is a mystery concerning your bloodline and a hidden treasure in your future that I have not yet spoken of, for you were not yet ready to bear the weight of such knowledge. But you are ready now. There is a door standing ajar just past this one, and behind it lies the revelation of your true name and your ultimate purpose. Are you ready for me to pull back the curtain even further? Are you prepared for the next level of this divine encounter, where I show you things you have never even dreamed of? Before you step forward into the miracles of the coming days, do not leave this sanctuary alone. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel right now to remain forever woven into this family of light. Your subscription is your permanent connection to this sacred frequency, ensuring that you never have to navigate the storms of life in silence again. By joining us, you are surrounding yourself with the energy of thousands of other chosen ones who are walking this path with you. We are one body, one spirit, and one light. Go forth today with the confidence of a king and the peace of a child, for I am with you, I am for you, and I have already gone ahead of you to make the crooked path straight. It is done. It is sealed. It is yours.